Hello, welcome to the Beyond Bits and Bytes podcast, brought to you by BizTech Global. This podcast is designed to raise your awareness of the latest developments in technology and show you how you too could use them to become more productive as an individual or become more competitive as and profitable as a business. Now, BizTech Global is a technology solution provider, Microsoft Gold Partner, and our service portfolio includes Microsoft Application Services, software development, quality assurance, data engineering, among others. Founded back in 2017 in Colombo, Sri Lanka, BizTech Global has an office in Sydney, Australia. It's an achiever of the coveted A Great Place to Work certification, GPTW. BizTech Global entered the UK market after the pandemic in the year 2022 and is now a member of the Greater Manchester Chamber of Commerce, the largest chamber of commerce in the UK. My name is Mervyn Silva, and I have worked in the IT industry in the UK for the past 3.5 decades. I work in both public and private sector, designing, developing, and implementing technology solutions to improve service efficiency and customer experience. I was also involved with the largest civilian technology project in the world, which is the NHS UK's Connecting for Health project, which ran from the year 2000 to 2010, modernizing the NHS, the largest employer in the UK with a 250,000 employees, by digitizing the department through technology for service improvement. Having been a technology buyer and advisor to several organizations, I have spent a long time scanning technology horizons and monitoring the technology trends. So, technology for me is a career, a hobby, and lifelong passion. Let me introduce my co-presenter today, Chandima Ranavira. Chandima is a software architect working for BizTech. With 10 years experience in the industry, covering the areas of .NET, cloud, and AI, Chandima is a certified Azure administrator. He's an award winner as the fastest coder, cleanest coder, and the best multi-platform coder. So Chandima knows his stuff. Welcome, Chandima. How are you this morning?
Hello, Mervyn. How are you? I'm
I'm
doing
very
good.
well. Nice to have you with us. So, Chandima, we are going to talk about AI. So, you are going to work with me and share with us some very exciting stuff. And we agreed that we are going to cover this in 3 episodes because the subject is too big to fit into one podcast. And so it's going to be a three-part, 3 episode recording. The first one being today, we are going to look at applications and use cases, you said. Is that correct?
Yeah, so the first
Yeah.
one will be applications and use cases.
Yeah.
The second one, we are going to focus on tools and technologies. And
Yes.
third one will be the ethical aspects of AI.
So during today's episode, we are going to look at uh, the applications and use cases of AI. Uh, Chandima, tell us what you have in mind to share with us during this episode.
Yeah, so AI has taken the world in a revolutionized manner, right?
Yeah,
So there were like a lot of hype within the world within this couple of months
yeah,
that AI is taking over all sort of professions. The technology is actually replacing the human in that
yeah,
aspect,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And in your opinion, Mervyn, like what is AI?
AI, if you ask a layperson, would say artificial intelligence. The machines suddenly beginning to think, computers in yeah, particular, beginning to think and behave as humans. And also some people suggesting that they are going to be cleverer than humans and that they can begin to control humans. and that will end up being slaves to computers. So there are the conspiratory theories could be sort of suggesting, well, watch out, they're out to do no good. Whereas others think, this is a tool that's becoming very powerful that can do good. How can we tame this? How can we harness this to get more done? So I am more an optimist. I look at it as a positive development. Artificial intelligence here to stay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So the AI was there from 1960s, I would say, but
Yeah,
in the recent years, like let's say in 2015 to 16 time, right?
yeah,
In that time, Microsoft actually invested a lot of money, like thousand, maybe 10 billion of rupees, dollars.
yeah,
Okay, to Open AI. That's a
yeah,
startup, right? They
yeah,
actually introduced ChatGPT in last year, like 2022,
yeah,
and it actually took the world in a storm, right? Now, you would say that AI was there before. It was actually looking at the data, it was looking at the patterns, and it was able to identify anomalies, I would say.
yeah.
But generating stuff, right? This
Mm,
generative AI is the new hype.
that's
That
right.
is,
Yes.
that's where we are actually talking about how this Gen AI can help the businesses, the world, and everything around us.
Now that's an interesting one. I would like, now that you came to that topic, uh, let's just dig a little bit deeper. So the artificial intelligence using the machines to do certain things the humans weren't good at, or it's either too boring and too detailed. Use of machines has been around for quite a while, a few decades. But it has been growing and growing. And then the thing is the generative AI that has made this huge impact. Yeah, just tell us a little bit more the difference and why it became so important suddenly.
Yeah, so there is something called these large language models, right? LLMs, we say, right?
That's right.
So that's having like 13 billion, 70 billion different parameters that would accept whatever the text that we are entering to the LLM, right?
Yeah,
And it would output one word at a time,
right.
right? That's what it does normally. But
Yeah.
this capability has been utilized to generate marketing content,
Mm,
new drug discoveries, and these chatbots, and everything has been done on the foundation of this generation of language, right?
right.
The NLP, I would say, like natural language processing, was there
Yeah.
lot before.
Yes.
You may have talked to these chatbots and these IVR kind of voice recordings, right? But
Indeed. They
this
were not.
generate
They were little like machine. They were robotic. They didn't have that smooth flow, whether they spoke or whether you wrote. But things are very very different now. Yes.
Yeah, so there is something called hallucinations, right?
Yeah.
With generative AI,
Yeah.
what happens is like when they don't know how to answer, they will like be creative, and they will answer you with uh, something that is not actually in the real world, right?
Right.
So that's the beauty of it. So that's why, like, even if you talk to a AI in the other end of the line, you wouldn't
Yeah.
know, because it's actually hallucinating whatever you are asking about. So
Right,
that's
interesting. So these machines are hallucinating, and I thought only people used to hallucinate when they right. Yeah. So they continue the conversation as though they understand, but they are not really with you. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. So these CEOs, or the business owners in the world. So
Yes.
there's a research being done by Forbes. Like it says like 97% of CEOs, they want
Yeah.
AI in their business. Like they
Nine.
don't
Oh,
know
right.
how to integrate it. It's
Right.
97%.
Right.
Like probably the other 3% they don't have heard about AI maybe. Otherwise
Yeah.
they would also would want to put AI into their business, because it's so
Right.
amazing that you can automate many things.
Right. Now, that's a very interesting statistic, Chandima, because this goes to suggest that, business leaders are obviously keeping on top. They really are monitoring what is around them. So they have heard, and they feel this has got the power to do it. They want it in the business, but at the moment, they're at that point, we want it, but we don't know how to go about it. And, so in that dilemma, right, that's a very interesting point to note. Okay, continue. You're doing well.
Yeah, so as you said, like the CEOs, they don't know how to do it.
Yeah,
That's where
yeah,
these technologists like Bistec Global comes into the play, right?
yeah, yeah,
We being like experts or the knowledgeable people in the industry, we
yeah,
do have insights into all those things that's happening in the AI development, right?
right.
So and from that I think what I would say is like we are still in the early ages of AI development, at least for Gen AI, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So as I mentioned, like by 2020 we are aiming for artificial general intelligence and artificial super intelligence, right? So
can't
that's
be
like
2020. Are you talking about 2030?
2030. Yes, I'm sorry,
2030. Yeah, okay.
2030. That's like another 6 years from now.
Yeah,
We are aiming for that. Like you will have robots or like AI agents sitting with you
yeah,
and talking to you, and you won't know if they are human or not.
right. So just recap that for me. By the year 2030, what are the things that the technology world is aiming for? Just repeat that.
Artificial general intelligence, that
Yeah,
is like being very much equal to humans, right?
yeah,
And artificial super intelligence,
yeah,
that is being like superior to humans, like
yeah,
if you have watched Terminator, right?
yeah,
That's
yeah,
ASI,
yeah,
artificial super intelligence.
yeah,
Like you will have all sort of weapons and the fastest way to hack a system, all
yeah.
those things will be built into your body, or the robotic arms, right? So
Right.
that sort of technology we are aiming in next couple of years.
Right. Let me just pull back a little bit for the benefit of the listener here. Now, UK government set target by the year 2030, the diesel and petrol cars will be banned. Every car on the road has to be an electric car. Now, this is, obviously that got the industry worried. They got the industry acting. Now we can see more and more electric and hybrid cars on the roads. They are the best-selling cars. So that is in the government level, the industry level, and here in the technology world, there are two goals people they are working to. Perhaps a lot of ordinary people weren't aware of. By the year 2030, artificial general intelligence and artificial super intelligence to be made a reality. Right. So, what are the implications?
Yeah,
Are they
so
making progress?
yeah, in open AIs, there were some newses going around in last few weeks or months, right?
Yeah,
So there were some internal disruptions happening there, and
yeah,
there was some articles about an AI called Q Star, right?
yeah,
Which
yeah,
is artificial super intelligence that they are trying to develop, right?
yeah,
There are no actual facts on this. These are more like rumors,
yeah,
but it has been coming from inside of OpenAI employees, right?
yeah,
So there is a high chance that this will happen uh, in the upcoming years, but
yeah.
it has already begun.
Yes, yeah. I think if history is any guide to the future, when you look at the way the computers developed, the internet developed, we are into this so-called the arms race. So there'll be that many things happening. Everybody's coming up with things, and so it's bound to be full of rumors. Some people are doing things, but they are not telling. But slowly, slowly, real breakthroughs will come. A lot of other things will fail, but the good ones will succeed and will, in a bit like what we have today, like Gmail and Google and Microsoft and many other things. So, yeah, so it's a very exciting
Yeah.
place. Okay. moving on, what are we going to look at? I understand you have some examples, some practical things you want to share with us. Show us.
Yeah, so there are like couple of application developed by Bistec Global,
Yeah.
right? So
Mm.
I could show you few of them to you right now
Yeah.
and see how the application are being developed. Yeah, Marvin. So let me share my screen first. So right now, what you are seeing is a AutoGen chatbot, right?
Yeah.
AutoGen is a Microsoft developed framework that is
Yeah.
for AI to converse between each other
Yeah.
and sort of come up with solutions that humans possibly can do but
Yeah.
don't need to, right? So if
Okay.
I show you a small sample here, let's
Yeah.
say from here I want to ask like create a plan for uh, SaaS product, right?
Yeah. So SaaS being the software as a solution. Yeah.
Yeah, so yes,
Product.
so it can be anything, you can ask anything, but here I'm gonna ask for a SaaS product. And what happens in AutoGen, okay,
Yeah.
did we lose the screen sharing?
Yeah. Can't see the screen.
Okay,
SaaS being SaaS. Yeah.
software as a,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah. See if you can get it back. Right. You're back. Is there any chance you could clear this and start again the screen share we missed?
Yeah,
Clear the session.
okay.
So what are you going to share with us? Show us. Yeah.
So I'm sharing my screen and
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about AutoGen a bit. So
Yeah.
AutoGen is a framework developed by Microsoft.
Yes.
This is for conversation between AI agents, right?
Right.
So there was
Yeah.
another framework called AutoGPT, which was in early stages. Now we
Yeah.
have AutoGen. So the
Yeah.
purpose is like when you present a goal to AI, it
Yeah.
will actually divide that goal into sub parts, like
Yeah.
decompose it to small tasks,
Yeah.
and different AI agents will execute or like discuss about those parts
Yeah.
and come up with a solution,
Right.
right?
But together they
So
come up with a solution. Yeah.
together they come up with a solution.
Brilliant.
Like until the solution is not met, it will
Yeah.
try to enhance the quality of that particular solution,
So it's
right?
like a group of people working together to come and report back with a solution. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly,
I like
exactly.
to see that. Sounds
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, so I'm going to ask something like, let's say this is about a company
Hmm.
who's having a product manager, a sales manager, and
Yeah.
and a critic, and different roles are there in a company, but all these roles are actually AI agents, right? So there is
Yeah.
only one human being, that is this admin person, right?
Yeah.
So he's asking his team to do a certain task for him, right? So now
Okay.
I'm gonna ask like create a plan for a SaaS product, right?
Yeah.
SaaS being like software as a service,
Yeah.
online application.
Yeah.
So when I ask this question,
Yeah.
so this will actually go to OpenAI, right?
Yeah.
OpenAI being the AI agent.
Yeah.
So there are like different roles of this particular company. So
Yeah.
all these roles will be played by OpenAI
Yeah.
in different contexts, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And here you can see if I scroll to the top,
Right.
so there's one role called planner in this
Yeah.
company. So
Yeah.
he's creating this plan for the
Yeah.
SaaS product, right?
Yeah.
So basically you have to do a market research before you are
yeah,
creating a SaaS product.
yeah,
Then you have to do a product development.
yeah,
Then you have to do the prototype development. Then you
yeah,
have to do the testing,
yeah,
and then the sales team has to do a sales strategy,
yeah,
and then the marketing team has to do a marketing campaign.
yeah,
So then you have to do the launching
yeah,
and continuous improvement, right?
yeah,
So all sort of these things should happen. So
yeah,
this plan is from the AI bot, right?
yeah,
And from the role of planner. Now
right.
let's look at the feedback from the critic role,
Yeah,
right?
can I just
So
pause you for a moment?
yes.
What you just shared is very interesting because I can relate to this. I've spent a lot of time as a software project manager drawing up this sort of plans, stage by stage, what needs to happen before the next stage, before the next stage, and allocating it to different teams. So in a way, this is done by a virtual agent doing what I used to do. Yeah, taking a lot of time in the past. Okay, so the work has been allocated, and now different virtual teams are doing their bit. Okay, you're going to show us.
Yeah, so basically, like as you mentioned, like the project manager's plan is now done.
Yeah,
Then you have certain person like a critic who's
yeah,
actually commenting on these the plan that is presented, right?
yeah, yeah,
So it will say like you have to update this particular plan on the specific details and
yeah,
verifiable information. You
yeah,
have to plan for the target audience,
yeah,
and on the sales strategy you have to do certain different updates, right?
yeah, yeah.
So there are updates being proposed, and
Right.
based on that, again the sales team,
Yeah,
they will also update their plan, right?
yeah,
This is what
yeah,
we are going to do.
yeah.
And likewise, like different roles
Right.
in this company, the virtual company, they
Mm,
will try to come up with their own feedback on the plan, and they
mm,
will agree on one plan, and
mm.
at the end it will be like concluded as this plan is okay to go ahead, right?
Right, right. I can see some of these in the past used to take weeks, if not months, between different teams emailing or meeting in rooms, discussing, brainstorming. So this all this happened online by virtual teams in such a quick time. Yeah, quite impressed.
Yeah, so the applications of this is like quite massive, right? So this
Yes,
is we are looking at only one problem here, but
yes,
there are like different things, like let's say I want to discover a drug for coronavirus, right?
indeed.
So
Yes,
and we can assign some roles there, a
yeah,
researcher, a drug producer likewise, and
yes,
they will come up with a quite good plan for developing a vaccine for corona, right?
yes,
So something like that. So there are like
yeah.
huge number of applications that can be developed using these.
Well, this can be applied into all sorts of scenario. If there's a flood problem in a certain area, or traffic problems, traffic jams, all these things can be assigned to teams to go through and come up with a solution to overcome
Yeah.
the problem. Okay, quite interesting. Now, yeah, what are you going to share with us next, Chandiman?
Yeah, so there's another application that I want to share with you.
Okay,
So let me quickly share that one as well.
yeah,
So okay, so this is going to be a Microsoft Word add-in.
yeah,
Okay, now you can see the Microsoft Word add-in that is being displayed. So I already have a new document which is having small text here, right?
right, yeah,
And on the right side, what you are seeing is the Microsoft Word add-in that is being developed by Bistec Global,
right,
right?
yes.
So basically, what it does is like you may have this experience like you want to go to ChatGPT and ask the ChatGPT to generate some content for you, right?
I have, yeah,
So
I have tried it. Yeah, I've been quite impressed with what it has come up so far. Yes, so you have taken this
yeah,
a stage further and develop add-on that connects with Microsoft Word to do something specific. Okay.
Yeah, so basically what we have is like presets, right?
Yeah.
So in the presets you can say you are a marketing executive,
Yeah.
and if you look at the marketing executive preset,
Yeah.
there are certain prompts. You
Yeah.
say prompts, that is like very much familiar with this chat gpt, right? So
Yeah.
whatever you enter into chat gpt is called a prompt, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So here I'm setting my prompt as act as a experienced marketing executive,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
also I'm asking it to convert the following text into a blog post. That would
Right.
be some of the normal day-to-day task of a marketing executive, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
So
let's
if I
say
turn it into layperson language, what you have done is to create a set of roles, different roles, whether it's age based or experience based, and then given within that, given to some clear examples, yeah, to act as, this is the role you are playing. It's like an actor. When you come
yeah.
to work today, you are going to be such, get assumed into that role and do such and such a thing with the instructions I'm giving you. I'm getting it now. Okay.
Yeah. So let's see this in action, right?
Yeah.
So now the marketing executive wants to write a blog post on common application on generative AI, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you have to select the text and just click on this convert button, right?
Yeah.
So it will actually call the open AI service, right?
Yeah.
The API that is hosted on cloud,
Yes.
and it will generate the blog post for you, and
Yeah.
you don't have to go back to ChatGPT or
Yeah.
OpenAI itself. The content will be available within your Word document within seconds, right?
Right. So it does all the running around behind the scenes virtually, you know, uh, you go deep into this massive world of information and follow the instructions and say, pretend to be or act as an experienced marketing executive. And with the sentence I gave you, come up with the blog post. So that's in the layman's language what instructions you gave, and this is what it has delivered now. Yeah.
Yeah. So the
Okay.
interesting thing is like you don't always have to generate the content. You
Yeah.
can actually update the content. Like I do have another preset with me,
Yes.
which is called this child, right?
Yes.
So if I show you the preset of that,
Yes.
so the system prompt, it says like act as a 10-year-old, right?
Okay.
And convert the following text into silly text, which is like,
Okay. Right. Let me stop you there before you go. So effectively, we got a chunk of text this time. The instructions you are given is, dear actor, on this occasion, your role is to act as a 10-year-old child. And the instructions are, use what I have given and turn it into as in a child's talk. If a child was 10-year-old child was writing this, how would it look like? Yeah. And okay. And now you are going to say, go ahead, do it.
yeah, I'm just going
Okay.
to convert this, right?
Yeah.
So it will take this bunch of text into OpenAI,
Yeah.
and it will try to convert into the text as for 10-year old, right? Here
Yeah.
you can see like I am more like generative AI is so cool, right?
Yeah.
So this is like a 10-year-old how they would speak, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yes.
yeah, so this is like very few samples. Like this is not limited to what we have added, so you
Yes.
can actually add a new preset, and
Yeah.
you can create your own type of presets to make sure that whatever you are doing with ChatGPT, right? So if you are doing it repetitively, you
Yeah.
can just make it a preset in our Word Polish application, the
Okay.
extension,
Yeah.
and use it over and over.
Yeah. Yeah. So the implications are quite big here because, for example, if this was a business, the different roles like marketing people, technical people, sales people, people who have to produce quotations, proposals. So set them up, give them a brief, and say, we want you to write a new proposal, or we want to get hold of this proposal and update it using such and such. The amount of effort and time it could save is phenomenal.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes. Yes.
So that is kind of end of my application presentation.
Yeah. Now that's quite impressive. I think with two simple example, what looks like simple, you pulled in a world of information and technology in a quite an impressive manner. Thank you for that. Now, obviously, these are just two examples to keep within our time. And if we were going into this, you can think of all sorts of scenario. I mean, I have seen an example where somebody gave the brief and say this was an American lady recently saying, "Well, me and my husband are flying to Europe for 3 weeks," and asks the AI to go and work out a schedule and say what are the places of interest because we like these things, not that, and work out the places to go, where to stay, and how to book my flights and whatnot. So you can it's getting there in a very interesting way. Uh, just moving on, looking at this. So in today's episode, what we did was to look at some of the examples, some practical uses of AI, using two practical ones you guys have been developing using Microsoft and Word. Um, in future episodes, obviously, we are going to go further into the implications of the industry it's going to is using and the tools available. And also in our final episode, we'll be looking at the ethical implications of the technology and how things are going to pan out. Uh, so that brings to the end of our first episode. I hope you two enjoyed the today's episode and the examples we looked at. If you have any questions and suggestions for future episodes, please use the chat to raise them with us. We'll look at them and pick them up with our presenters. So on behalf of me and Chandima and Bistec Global, I would like to say goodbye. Have a good day. Bye bye.